You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. Now, we zoom into our communities. You know, there are a lot of issues that are affecting our everyday lives. One of these is our road network. It appears that we are always talking about roads, you know, and rightly so, because it is something that affects us every day. There are certain things that, you know, when we talk about health issues, for instance, it might not ring a bell every day because until you really aren't well, you probably might not be thinking about this. But when it comes to road, we are using it every day, and that is why we talk about it every day. It's not something that you can avoid. You have to get up, you have to go somewhere. Whether you are in employment or not, you have to use the road and go somewhere, do something. And that is why it's very, very key for us to be talking about this, just so the appropriate authorities would hear us and probably do something about it. This morning, we are going all the way to Adaklu, and there is another such situation that needs urgent attention. Residents are not happy. Are we all happy about our road networks? The answer is an emphatic no. Let's take a look at this story, and we'll come back to discuss further.
Road infrastructure has become one of the key determinants by citizens to measure the impact of a government. Roads are also considered to be a major factor in bringing about massive economic and social development. Government in 2020 announced the year to be a year of roads, but in its third year, some roads are still yet to be put in a good shape. In some parts of the Adaklu district of the Volta region, road users who are mostly traders lament the impact of the bad nature of their roads. According to the residents, although a Chinese company operating a quarry in the community supplies materials for the construction of the Eastern Corridor Road project and other road projects in the region, they are yet to benefit from the company. Unit Committee Chairman for the Adaklu Abuadi electoral area, Bismarck Lecha, said the activities of the company has further worsened the plight of the residents. He said activities of the quarry company is affecting their lives and wants government to intervene.
Adaklu Abuadi joa me le fia na tema len kudon la mi ho chana to le mi agbo le fia le ekpe gba ka ke me le benefit de ke pocho ogwoyo fifia nembe mi wa ngoi dore le ejo me ke mi bia ekpe okura la wa gbe o ma na mi o ne ozwe machine o lo si le pon le mazan Nemile ngoi do de wa le jo me heberu no na mi o machine no va kpere no de donner mi alo no kpere mi an le dorobo wa mela ogbena o ma sena egbena mi o vo manya le ke chuchu agreement le okula me yo ko to no si do me yo ta vi fie nue pli gbegbana betela do ko mi jibe mi ape mo ke he to fi alo mi ape mo ke ji zomi le la no yo we va gbele mo mi kon le jo me ta mi jibe fifia la no va po mo gbona mi no ma po mo gbona mi wala ke ma bia to jirusi be miao abe jume vi ona la mi la si do jigbe be o ma ga gba ku ele jo me le fie.
Some residents who also spoke to Citi News want urgent steps to be taken to address their challenges. According to them, buildings have over the years felt the impacts of the blasting of rocks by the quarry company and want the company to support the community by providing them with some social amenities.
Initially, when they started, they promised that they will make a bypass. They will not go along the main road. They know that there are big vehicles who spoil the road. So they promised making a bypass, but nothing. For 12 years now, nothing of the sort has happened. You yourself, you can see how bad the road is. If it rains, it becomes very muddy. You can't go out. If you go out and come back, you have to wash your legs before you go out. And from here to Oyi is about 7 kilometers, but when it rains, they take 10 cities instead of 5 cities. So you see the situation in which we are. The quarry side there, you see, when they do blasting, they blast the rocks, it shakes the ground. This is my house. The distance fell. when they blasted, the whole this thing got down. The ceiling, the whole room, blah, just like that. If someone were to be in the room, the one would have died. You can see the nature of most of the buildings. It's bad. Because of the way they have spoiled this road, you see, the rain that it does not pass through the gutter again. It spills over. If you go to the outskirts there, you see how bad people's buildings are.
Fufu so le moji. Na was we ko no get a storm na mi. E fufu agere storm ta no ko no be aplela. Fufu le no ta mi o ma apple no. Fe to na chiche gajara e wureka ma va gbo mo no ya si cha no pla agbala ma pa ehu akwa agba ko va ko storm. Ne driver bi akọ chira agwa ya ho 10 siri la si o for e mo be manyo ta o ma akom yo ko mi pe fu mi afa no zi obete wa agblen. Ta mi le kuku de na obere no wo mo na mi lo.
Nke mi akpọ social responsibility a enya be family na geti akokpere ju won wa dafo jinemi nya be street vv ke wa ko tene wa wenemi amoko be khoki lwa be do kraka wa ta apachi nemi clinic le miasi wa ta donate nde ne clinic wa kono jumavio be no be health di boy ala be si be ko jimi le to gbo no pere mian abaye le yo to le benefit mi agbo le fi la no pere juon afoji me le juon mo street oji wa basa ne ti jala fi obete poto o mo le de ka wa vo le pegba mi am mo bete o ko fu gan le mo ji to le port ho na mo tala problem ma.
They also called on government to bring contractors to site to fix their roads as it is negatively affecting economic activities.
They have to see to our social responsibilities. Once a while, they can supply our hospitals with, our clinic with respiratory drugs. Then they can give us furniture. They can give furniture to our schools. When we are doing something, they must support us financially. They must support us. And if they come to our place here, they don't do anything. They don't do anything. We want our roads. If you talk, they will say the road is awarded on contract, so they will not do anything. Meanwhile, they are road contractors, and they are disturbing us sincerely. If you want to revolt, people feel it is the chief who has given them the contract. So to look as if you are revolting against the chief. That is why things have gone so bad.
Business owners, residents, and road users here at Abuade, Adaklu, in the Adaklu district of the Volta region are calling on government and the quarry sites here to, as a matter of urgency, fix the road for them and also put in measures to prevent stones, pebbles from falling into their homes anytime they blast their rocks. For Citi News, from Adaklu, Abuade, I'm Desmond Selassie.
Well, so that was it. You heard Selassie giving us that report. So these are the concerns of residents in Adaklu. That's Abuade, right?
Abuade,
yeah. So this is it. You know, now the concerns about roads, you know, have become something that you would describe as not surprising anymore, because we are always talking about this, and it looks like every part of the country has issues with roads. You know,
there's something that I noticed in this story. It looks like even the quality of life, not so much even the transportation and the movement of people and goods, but the quality of life also is heavily impacted. So you talk about the fact that everywhere you travel, no matter how short the distance, you're going to get there with your clothing dirty, all right, because of the dust. But beyond that, even people who are stationary, their businesses and their homes are in, specific, like same locations. If you have a tabletop business or a kiosk in front of your house, all your products look like they are 10 years old in the shop. Meanwhile, it's brand new things. And people don't want to patronize.
And one thing we should also lose sight is the fact that For these products, probably they can be dusted, they
Yeah.
can be cleaned. But what about the dust that people are inhaling?
Yeah.
You know, health is
Yeah.
also of grave concern.
Yeah.
Can you dust your health? Do you get it? If you're
Yeah.
selling, if you have a provision shop by the road and you're selling stuff, you can, from
Dust
time to
it
time,
off.
dust it off and clean it. But when it comes to your health, whatever you are
can't-
inhaling,
it's
can you
gone
do
in.
same? You know, and I think that sometimes when we talk about terrible road network,
Yeah.
you know, it goes beyond just the discomfort of people traveling on these roads to what really, how it is
Yeah.
affecting their
quality of
quality
life.
of lives.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is one of the issues. And for me, if we are given some kind of businesses to huge companies, multinational companies, you know, we also ask what in return they are giving
you
to these
gonna give to the
communities.
community?
And
Yeah.
I think it's about
It's true.
time that
I
we
agree.
really have to hold them to task. You know, so if we are giving you this, then we're also expecting that
Yeah.
give this as some kind of social intervention for
Yeah.
the people in
Yeah.
these communities, because I mean, when you take away the fact that they themselves have issues, we have all these huge trucks, you know,
Yeah.
plying the roads,
Yeah.
further causing damage to the roads.
Yeah.
These are trucks. Now, when a huge truck passes, look at the dust that
It blows up.
It blows up.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just the same as a taxi would do or a saloon car or even a van would do. So if nothing really is being done about it,
Yeah.
and the concern that a resident raised, that it appears the chiefs are giving these kind of
Contracts.
contracts to the companies, and so when you revolt, it looks like you kind of rebelling, you know,
Yeah.
against
The wishes of the chief.
and it puts them in a very difficult position, you know,
yeah.
and I think it really needs urgent attention.
Well, let's talk to Raymond Akadi, who is a resident of Adaklu, Abuade. And Raymond is on the line with us. Good morning, Raymond. Good morning, Raymond.
Hello. Good morning, sir. How are you, sir?
Very well, thank you. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
So, at long last, I have the privilege to speak with you. I've been teaching to speak with you guys.
Okay. Talk to us about the impact of the poor quality of roads and what it has on your quality of life.
Thank you very much. I'm Raymond, citizen of Abuadi. The name is actually Abuadi Adaklu.
Okay. Abuadi Adakaku. Okay.
Yeah, I actually want to use the opportunity to say hello to your esteemed listeners and viewers. Citi, I wish more with your help.
Thank you.
Actually, Adaklu Abuadi is about 7 kilometers from home in the Adaklu district. And for about 10 years now, this China company, name not known, because there's no identifiable signboard anywhere that has been in operation in Abuadi since September 20 till now. And the activities have resulted in so many havocs that the community has suffered, with no known confrontation or benefit to the community whatsoever when they talk of corporate social responsibility. So the youth thought wise or no. They have to send delegates to the paramount chief who actually we heard, or if he's in front of these people who came to town. Actually, Chinese don't know Abuadi, they arrived in Ghana, whatever. And anytime any youth at all approaches him, he consider no. He does not receive the youth when we need a machine to even dispose the data. He will front for the people and tell you for those people they don't respect, they will not. No. We started smelling some rats. So we actually put some points down so the youth think that the reasonable alternatives for the Chinese community to stop the operations to save the community from associated health hazards. Because our observations are that, these rocks are blasted with heavy dynamite. When they started, they will make some one-line announcement with a megaphone, then within seconds, it goes off. My brother, buildings shake, you just... And come and see the dilapidated nature of buildings in town now. And it's, in fact, the frequent dynamite. And when people on the road, because the rock side is just about 200 kilometers, 200 meters, let me correct myself, from the town. Some buildings, people can open their windows and see the quarry side. And the buildings are cracking. When people on the phone, some people, if you go to pump in the morning, the quarry dust are affected on Kasawali. How can you tell me that when they inhale, these dust don't get into their nostrils and their lungs? Give it 5 years, 10 years, the havoc that will be caused in town will be negligible.
What do you see as the end game? If the quarry company is not stopped, what do you see as the final impact on the town?
Then our buildings will begin to collapse. and farmers will begin to contract lung diseases as well.
So you have a lot of dust in the community when the stones are blasted?
I tell you, my brother.
Wow. Okay.
And the noise produced from the machines, both day and night they operate. And the effect on the environment over time, actually, the incessant flying of heavy duty trucks, 24, sometimes about 30 to 35 haul trucks leave town. And these trucks, the road is untarred, and when you join the Sokakokobe road to Abuadi, it's just about 2 kilometers. Every day, the MP say they will tie. Every day they will do the road. Tomorrow they will do it. We are even sensing that they want to use our road for a campaign, which we would not like. Come and see the only senior high school in town. The road, recently the MP's car got stuck on the road. While stones are being quarried from your town and being used to construct roads elsewhere. Is that the best? And worst of all, our people are traders and market women. Anytime they harvest their plantains and food crops and send to home market, which is the nearest big market, drivers alight them on the way on the junction. Or else they charge exorbitant prices because the roads are not, drivable. Is that correct? People continue to complain. And we are not happy. We are not happy. So we are saying that no, the details of the impact or social assessment should be shown us, and the details of the parties to the contract we have to know, and the permission from the Environmental Protection Agency for quarrying activities in Abuadi, we have to see it. The details of the social corporate responsibility in relation to the contract to the community, we must see it. An account of all royalties paid the community, so far, we have to see it. And why the Chinese company has been hostile and disrespectful to natives working with them. These people, some time ago, we learned that armed robbers attacked them and made away with their money. The chief had to beat gong, and the youth jumped into the bush in search of people who might have caused such a havoc, thinking that when we are partners, these people will help us one day.
Yeah.
But the thing continues to go from bad to worse, and in fact, we don't understand. And this time round, I have not seen it, but it's alleged that they have armed themselves with guns. So if like somebody goes there, they are ready to fix them. My brother, stones sometimes blasted from this quarry, fly from there to town, fly from there to the field where people are working.
Yeah.
Sometimes the stone, the pebbles land beside people, my brother. So how can we be our own community and live in fear?
So let me ask you again, just sort of remind us, how long did you say that this quarry company has been in town?
They started from 2012, September.
So it's about 10 years.
Now, yes, please.
Over 10 years. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. And in terms of the assembly and their, oversight over the community, which assembly are we talking about, and have you engaged anybody there?
At the Produce Assembly.
Okay.
Yes. We do not engage them officially because we have an assemblyman who maybe once upon a time in their meetings keeping this. All we observe was that maybe we consider the revenue of the assembly, the highest is always from this quarry.
Okay.
The highest, even the road between the wire, which is the district capital, and Abuadi, is deplorable, my brother. We only see that the former DC has managed to tar his road from Akwete, which crosses Aflao Road.
Who is the former DC?
His name is Mr. Donko.
Okay.
Exactly. So we to us, laymen as we are, we think maybe fine. The benefits of the quarry are being used for other people at the detriment of Abuadi. Why should that be happening, my brother?
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us this morning. We really appreciate your time, Raymond.
Yes,
thank you very much. All right. So we want to talk right now to the DCE of Adaklo Abuade, and he is Julian Pedekpo. Good morning, Honorable.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, yourself?
Very well, thank you. So did I pronounce your name correctly?
Juliana Pedekpo.
Juliana Pedekpo. All right, thank you very much. Now, so kindly talk to us about your knowledge of this quarry company, which apparently nobody knows their name. Has it come to your attention? Are you aware? Do you know the name of the company?
Well, thank you for the question. There's a quarry in Adaklu Abuadi. What I know is it's called a greenhouse. Company limited.
Greenhouse Company Limited.
Yes.
Okay.
Being operated by Chinese in the district.
Okay.
I assume office, I think, March this year. And Abuadi, I think about 2-3 weeks ago, there was a community engagement with them. And of course, citizens complain about the quarry being there. There hasn't been much from them to support the community, which I think that that shouldn't be, because at least when they raise the business operating, a legal business operating within an area, at least a social, with corporate responsibility for, some things to help the people. So I engaged the community actually, and I took note of all the complaints.
Yeah.
And I assured them that I was going to also get to the bottom of this by engaging the company, because a little, not much, so much is known about them and their operations as to who the owners are and all that. So as I speak with you, I'll be having a meeting with management of that particular company tomorrow.
When? Okay. All right. Okay.
Yes, tomorrow.
So let me find out from you. Do you live in the town, Adaklu?
Pardon?
Adaklu Abuade. Do you live there?
Adaklu Abuade is my hometown, but I live in the district capital, Adaklu Waya.
Okay. And the nature of the road there, have you observed it over time deteriorating as the residents are claiming?
Thank you. Another clue, we always have challenges with our road. But when the government, this very government, the MPP came into power, by the grace of God, the government awarded some roads in the district. In fact, it was initially so bad. There was you cannot identify any tar road in the district.
Okay.
Yes, as at 2016, thereabout. But after 2016, going forward, the Amfwe Akwete Wire route now is a tar road, and the Abuadi Shrepet Wire route, which of course I ply that route also very frequently on daily basis. It's quite a challenge as I speak. But the good news is that road has been awarded.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay, but the citizens, one of the residents we're speaking to, says that the challenge has been on for at least 10 years now. He says every time they have any kind of conversation with people in authority, they always say the contract has been awarded, but they don't see signs of the awarding of the contract, which is contractor moving to site, seeing people on the ground, seeing the road being constructed, And
okay, thank you. As I said earlier on, you couldn't have identified any tar road in the entire district before 2016.
Yeah.
But after that time, when government actually came in, a section of the road has actually been done. This very one we are talking about has also been awarded even before I took office. And we are only looking forward to the contractor coming to start work, of course, which he has also assured us that
by December?
Yes, he will be on that, because, of course, he's actually in the district working already. There is another stretch on the Japo route down to Kelepe. And as we speak, work is ongoing on that route by the same contractor.
Okay.
So he just wanted some time to be able to finish some work on that road and then move to this very one.
Okay.
Which, of course, as the community engagement, I explained to the community, and they are very much aware of what is going on.
So when you say December, are we looking at the beginning or towards the end?
Hello.
Yes, when you say December, are we talking about the beginning or towards the end?
No, towards the end, actually.
Towards the end. Okay. All right. Honorable, thank you very much for speaking to us this morning.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're
We've been
welcome.
speaking with Honorable Juliana Pedeko, who is the DCE of Adaklu, Abuade District in the Volta region. All right. So that's what we have. I think that this problem has been on for 10 years. If the year of roads, part 1, part 2, is, we really mean it, then by the time, this government's term is done, roads like this need to be sorted out. But I also think that there are deeper conversations, because again, there's the issue of the quarry.
Yeah.
And the they say they're called greenhouse company, but she says that she's relatively new, which always sounds like a nice.
But that's not an excuse
arrangement.
anyway. I think they should stop saying that.
Once you are in, you're in.
Yeah, and it's continuous. I don't think that your predecessor, just as she is in office, she will not be going home with all documents and everything that has started. So whoever comes after her, or if she's still going to be there,
exactly.
I mean, let's not go like you are new, and because I mean, how long have you been in office? And this is not an excuse. 8 months, you are no longer new.
No,
so whatever was there, all the previous arrangements, I really want to believe that you've had proper briefing, you've followed up on issues.
Even 3 months, so you're not new, because the documents are there. And, unless you
it's not an excuse. We knew it's not an excuse.
And the staff have not really changed. The civil service staff.
David, once the documents are there, even if we have new people coming in, there are stuff. And if there's anything you don't understand, I mean, 8 years is quite a long time for you to have followed up on issues and get your hands on, on some of these issues. So I think that new thing should go away. And I also think that, for the year of roads, I don't know what the timetable is like. I don't know which roads are there, because I really want to believe there is a plan, so that some of the communities who are not, in the plan of government for any new construction will know how to work around their situation. So, for instance, the people in Abuade, Adaklu, if they are not part, what are we going to be doing, especially with the quarry company there? How do we salvage the situation? How do we make sure that the impact of their roads not being fixed, come to a very minimal, something that will affect their lives. So I think there should be proper discussion on some of these things.
Yeah. Well, there's another story that we want to look at. And after a recent downpour, a little child lost their life. Let's take a look at this story. We'll come back and delve into some conversations.
Floodwater